Spirit Loathing. Welcome to BnL's Chug, a lightning-fast recap of beer news that may or may not have pissed you off last week. We go back through it all over it again to get you good and pissed off so you can get over it and move on to the new shit that's going to piss you off this week. I'm Samuel Sly. Here come them headlines. Labatt Brewery retirees will no longer get free beer until the day they die. That is crime. This travesty comes in the wake of the company being part of the AB InBev merger with SAB Miller, and it is a sad day indeed, but we're really saddened by the fact that this program wasn't originally called the 4-0 Drunke. Now, Lagunitas is partnering with Buffalo Wild Wings to bring sports fans a beer that won't fuck them up too hard. They're making a lower ABV beer just for the chain, since apparently screaming sports ball and getting blackout drunk at a BW3s is frowned upon now. In international news, Sweden had to stop selling a beer from New Zealand due to cans exploding. And honestly, the best joke here is the initial article's opening line of, "Sales of a New Zealand-produced beer have started with a bang in Sweden." That's pretty good, guys. Now, we can't do better, but we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't try. So let's go with New Zealand Brewery really blows it with cans unable to take the pressure. Sweden hated to burst their bubble, but these weren't cans, they were cants. Like I said, we couldn't do better. Meanwhile, feds are putting their foot down over pay-to-pay practices in Massachusetts distro scene. Distributor Craft Brewers Guild admitted to paying over $120,000 to bars to stock their beers and freeze out competitors. Now, it is nice to know that these guys are getting the regulatory equivalent of a dude with a gigantic flashlight opening up their anal cavity and inspecting every last millimeter just to see what's going on out there, and we hope to see more of that in the regulations nationwide. Now, lastly, Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and nothing says drink a shitload of beer than spending time with family right after a presidential election. Now, ultimately, the conundrum always is, what do you drink on Thanksgiving? And luckily there's local blogs you can check because they have pairings for events, foods, relatives, or just about anything else you can think of. They're all the rage these days. Our stance is buy whatever the fuck you want, drink it, but just get it before Thursday because you don't want to be the dude scrounging for scraps in your grandpa's flask or sneaking grandma's cooking sherry. Well, that's your Chug this week. No correspondence, but this week's Chug is brought to you by Red Dog. It'll make you howl with pleasure. Ow! Oh, or maybe not. Come back next week and find out what pissed you off last week. I don't know why I did that. That was dumb.